All right, here we go. Another edition of Talkin Dodgers. Real fast, this episode is brought to you by Command Creative Studios. If you're looking to jump into the podcast world, look no further. Command Creative Studios has got your back. It's a one-stop shop for all your professional podcast needs. With a team of audio engineers, music composers, and graphic designers, Command Creative Studios can get your podcast sounding professional as well as looking professional. For more information, please visit commandcreativestudios.com. All right, what's on deck for this episode? We're going to talk about what's going on with the NL West. What's next for Walker Buehler? We're going to recap the Brewers-Dodgers game, or Dodgers split this week. Who's up and who's down? And then we'll preview the Cardinals-Dodgers upcoming series. Max, Mike, how are you doing this late at night?
Mike? he's half asleep now.
I'm not half
Wake
asleep.
up, Mike. Wake up.
That was like a loaded question.
Was it now?
Yeah, man. My freaking Dodgers. I am disappointed right now.
Are you more disappointed with the Dodgers or the ending of Umbrella Academy?
I think they're both parallel in the down column in my pleasantries that I watch on the tube.
Nah, Umbrella Academy ending was far worse.
Yeah, well, I will say that. Dodgers are not playing well in the clutch when we got a division race in our hand.
Yeah, we definitely got a race on our hands. We'll recap the series at some point. The Dodgers split, unfortunately. The series started off pretty good, then ended pretty poorly. And the Dodgers have nobody but themselves to blame, unfortunately. They should have won the series, but, things happen. It's baseball. What else can you say? So let's jump right into let's talk about what's happening in the NL West. So right now, the Dodgers are used to running away with the division, with the exception of the 1 year when they won 103 games or 104 and still came in second to the Giants. This season, looks like the Padres finally woke up, and the Diamondbacks are, they're a good team. They went to the World Series last year.
Diamondbacks are hot as they are. Probably one of the best records in the last month and a half of baseball. They're on fire.
The same thing with the Padres, man. Both teams in the last 10 games are both 9-1.
Since July 1st, the best record in the league is the Diamondbacks at 28-10. Number 2, the Padres, 23-11.
Who's number 3?
The Astros.
Number 4?
Athletics.
Number 5?
Twins.
Where are the Dodgers at, man?
Is that what you were trying to get?
Yeah.
Dodgers are 13th, 19-18.
They're not playing their best baseball. And we've made up excuses for them the last couple episodes. We could talk about how they're not they're not a whole team. They got guys coming back from injury. Those guys are coming back right now.
They've just lost their stride. Like, there's no consistency. The only consistent thing is our middle relief blowing leads when we're close.
That's true. Okay, I'll give you that. That's definitely true. But Look, I feel like they're finding their stride right now. Look, they came up against...
Not in the last 2 games they didn't.
Well, they came up against one of the better teams in baseball. They're playing the Brewers right now. The Brewers are no joke. They're first in their division. It's not like they're coming up against the Rockies, unfortunately. They're not playing the Pirates again. They're playing a team that's good. And the Dodgers should have beat them. They should have won the series. But, like I said, they only have themselves to blame. I want to take a look at...
Well, hold on. I want to talk about that for a second, Robbie. So with them playing a good team that's leading their division, and we don't come to play and win on the road, are you worried that'll come poke his rear ugly head come playoffs?
Well, yeah, obviously. Have you not been paying attention to this Dodger team in the last two playoff berths here?
Yeah, but we're supposed to get better, not stay the same.
I think we are going to be getting better. Look, we could talk about the players coming back, the players that are there. Let's look at Mookie Betts. You want to preview the series a little bit? Let's look at what Mookie Betts did. Mookie Betts did not go into rehab. He came back in this series, which I'm a little upset he didn't play the 4th game. I understand you're resting him. But Mookie Betts' first game, he goes 2 for 4. He's got a home run, a stolen base, 3 RBIs. Next game, I don't have the... Darn it, I'm going to say stuff and not have the stats up.
What are you looking for?
Stats for the second game he played, which now all my stuff is jacked up. Thanks a lot.
That's all right. Well, let's just go back here.
Betts goes 2 for 5. The following game, Betts goes 2 for 5 again. and then he doesn't play the fourth game. So just having Betts back in the lineup, he's batting second. That already has provided a
huge
spark for the offense.
Agreed.
Lux is still hidden. It's really like you got Ohtani, who kind of carried the team for a little bit while Freeman was out, while Betts has been out. He stepped up into the one spot. And now Ohtani's slumping big time, in my opinion. Yeah, he's still hitting homers ever so often, but you watch his batting average, which was in the 300s, batting like what, 310, 315. Now he's batting what, max 295?
295, yeah.
295. He's dropped pretty drastic. He's
still slugging 617.
He's still slugging, but he also looks, when you look at a guy who looks either really good at batting or really bad at batting, that's what Ohtani looks like right now. He swings at stuff that I can't believe he's swinging at, and he's so off balance right now. I think he's trying to do too much.
He's in a slump.
He's slumping. And unfortunately, the offense is kind of following him a little bit, but you got Betts back, Freeman's back. Like, there's pieces there to not sit here and hit the panic button. I think it's good that now they have to compete, like Max has talked about.
Yeah.
And now you have to start start moving middle of August. Now we're in the middle of August. Now it's time to start putting the pieces together and start actually putting your lineup together of what you're going to be going forward through September into October. And we're going to start seeing it right now. One of the question marks is what you're going to do with Walker Buehler. Is Kershaw going to be who you need him to be? Like, how's the starting pitching going to be with Flaherty, with Glass now? Are they going to be able to hold up what they need to hold up? What are you going to do with that fifth rotation spot or the sixth rotation spot going into September? Who are the guys you're going to fall behind, and who are you going to kick into the bullpen or, just kick off the team in general? And that's the decisions they're going to have to make right now. Looking at the schedules moving forward, let's go all the way back to the NL West and let's look at the Padres and the Diamondbacks. I want to look at their schedules and see who they got coming up and like where we see the Dodgers really push forward, because I still think they're going to win the division. It'll be a little bit closer, but I think they're still going to win it by 5 or 6 games, in my opinion.
Well, if you want to look at the strength of schedule, which it's a nice way of looking at it, but it's not 100%. The Dodgers are the 20th, right? They have remaining some cupcakes. They got 6 games versus the Rockies left, 3 versus the Marlins, 3 against the Cubs, 3 against Tampa, the 3 coming up against St. Louis. You should handle that. And then you also have 2 against the A's. They should really dominate that group of games. They have some hard ones: Cleveland, Baltimore, and then. But the division is really going to come down to the 4 games against the Diamondbacks and the 3 games against San Diego coming up.
Yeah. We just got to clean up the way. We had some, we had some errors this past series that cost us a game. We need to just tighten up the ship and get hot. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest.
The Diamondbacks have the 8th hardest schedule remaining.
They're gamers, though.
They are, and then the Padres, if to make it full, they have the easier of between the 3. Their schedule is pretty easy. They're 26th. They have the 5th easiest schedule remaining because they have games against the White Sox, who might break records for worst team of all time. 3 against Colorado, 3 against Detroit, 3 against Tampa, and 4 St. Louis. St. Louis is, they're trending positively, but that's a lot of easy games there.
Yeah,
and even the hard teams they're playing are not, they're not the toughest. They got, aside from Arizona and LA, they got Minnesota, who's beatable. The Mets, beatable. 2 against Seattle, beatable. Houston is a challenge. They're hot, so. It's gonna be close.
I'm still convinced we need to clean up our middle relief. Even when in this series against the Brewers, we didn't play our best baseball, but we had the lead or we had it tied, and then we just let it go in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. It's been a common theme for the Dodgers the last month of baseball.
Well, listen, if the season ended today, right, the Dodgers wouldn't have to worry about the Padres or the Diamondbacks until the
second round,
the 3rd round, because right now San Diego's 5th, Diamondbacks are the 4th, so they'll play each other, and the winner of that would play Philly, who's number 1 seed right now, because Phillies has a half a game over the Dodgers right now. So the Dodgers would play either Milwaukee or the Braves.
I hate to break it to you, Max, but we still got a month and a half of baseball.
I know. I'm just saying you might not have. You're worrying
That
about
sounds great.
You're worrying about those two teams, but what really matters is the playoffs, and they most likely are going to play each other in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
possibility, So they're gonna eliminate themselves. So you might not have to worry about them too much. And I'm a believer. Let them playing meaningful baseball heading into the playoffs, to me, is better than relaxing.
Yeah, you mentioned it a couple episodes ago that maybe they need to be in a tight division race.
Yep.
I just think they've been playing so sloppy. That's what makes me nervous. It's not necessarily they got beat. They almost beat themselves, which...
Well, they did beat themselves.
Well,
it's not almost. They did beat themselves.
Well, divisional race will make you focus.
Maybe, but I'm just surprised with the talented veteran roster that we have. We're making some boneheaded mistakes that you don't normally see out of the Dodgers.
Didn't you say you were going to do some motivational speaking for them and get them focused?
Yeah, well,
So this is kinda
my
on
access. My access was denied.
All right. Let's talk about Walker Buehler for a little bit. So obviously we'll cover him when we do the recap, but let's just talk about his performance. So obviously we didn't get what we hoped for. Buehler came out, he struggled. I think he walked like 2 or 3 batters in the first inning. He got out of a couple jams. He got out of one jam, thankfully, to Max's favorite center fielder.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr.?
No, I wish he was playing. That'd be awesome. The Dodgers had Griffey. Kiermaier had got a guy tagging up at home. Got Buehler out of a jam in the first inning. Buehler did not look good through the majority of his outing. He only lasted 3 innings, 3 1/3. He had only 3 hits. One of them was a homer, though. Had 3 Ks, walked 4 batters, gave up 4 runs, but only one of them was earned. And that's where this whole game 3, even as poorly as Buehler pitched, it really was the defense that kind of gave up the game for him. And there were times, especially the 3rd inning, where Buehler actually looked like he settled down and he had a command over his fastball a little bit, which still, I think only topped out at 94 miles an hour. He was able to locate his breaking pitches, which is kind of nice. I feel like that game, majority of it was jitters than actually what he could actually throw. It wasn't that game that we talked about if it was so bad that they wouldn't give him a second start, because we're now in that crunch time where you need to win as many games as possible now. And so taking a chance on Buehler that he's going to actually bounce back or rebound, I think he will at some point in his career. I just don't know if it's going to be this year. You can only give him 1 or 2 games to kind of figure it out. So if he doesn't trend in the right direction the next game, I feel like they're going to do something different with him. Either it's they DFA him, which I don't think they'll do that to him. They'll shut him down for the year, or they move him into the bullpen. Because if he could give you 1 inning of good Buehler, that's something to talk about, I think. I think they'll transition him into the bullpen and see if you can give him something in the bullpen. And that can handle your middle relief issue, Mike, that you've been talking about.
I think you're overthinking it.
That's what this podcast is about, dude. What are you talking about?
So, just a couple points here. A, he didn't have the greatest outing, but he had 1 earned run. But you got to remember, the Brewers are a division-leading team. They were a good team. If you think about it, when Kershaw came back, what did he pitch against the A's, I think, right? Was his first game back? But nonetheless,
I want to say it was the Phillies. It's not the Phillies. Was it the Phillies? No, the Phillies was the...
I think it was A's. But what I'm alluding to is he played a talented team his first game back. I'm not surprised he struggled on the road. I think a game or 2, he may come into his own. I don't think he's going to DFA. Maybe he goes to bullpen. But I think he needs a solid 3 starts under his belt to see where he's really at.
I agree with that. Will you get the solid 3, though?
Only time will tell. He needs to.
I think it's a risk. I think you give him 1 more. Because right now, it's hard to put a pitcher up there right now knowing that it's most likely going to be a loss and it's going to tax your bullpen. I think maybe having Buehler come back now in his first game against the Brewers, knowing that you have these 13 games or 16 games max without a break? I got to look at the calendar. But it's a lot of time to rely on your bullpen. And knowing that Buehler probably is not going to give you more than 4 innings.
Then
really,
who do you put in his place?
I mean, Knack. I would have put Knack there. I would pull back up Wabowski.
Yeah,
there's options. Not like the Dodgers didn't have options already that they could have pulled up and put in that spot that have at least can give you I think a quality outing, like a challenge for the bat. I'm just saying this might not have been his like maybe hold him back and then have him go against the Cardinals, who are not as good of an offensive team as the Brewers. I think there's just maybe it was a lot to throw at him at one time. So you got to give him at least one more shot because I feel like there was something there to at least look at. Whether it's serviceable or not, we don't know. And then even if it is serviceable, if you get Walker Buehler and he gives you some quality starts, that's great. But when you look at the playoffs, where do you put him? Do you put him over Glasnow or Flaherty? Absolutely not.
Well,
don't.
I think the big picture.
So now it's like, do you do him over Kershaw? As of right now, you don't. But maybe you push Kershaw out. But then you got what about Yamamoto? If Yamamoto comes back, what if we haven't even talked about Gavin Stone? Gavin Stone had a great outing. So it's like, where would you put Buehler right now with the pitchers that you already have? I think looking at him now, if he doesn't give you a quality start, this next outing gives you something to even have a conversation about, then bullpen piece. I think he'd be a great bullpen piece. If you give him 1 inning to hey, throw all your stuff, kick it up a notch, throw your 97-mile-an-hour fastball. We know you can do it. You're just not doing it right now because you have to stretch yourself out or do whatever it is.
I think the Dodgers got a little bit of a challenge on their hands because I don't think they're expecting to lose River Ryan when Buehler came back. So I think they're going to have to keep him where he's at until they get another pitcher back up and ready to go. Well, I think they're going to end up over-pitching Buehler out of necessity because we can't give Stone a break now. We're going to have some pitching challenges over the next month unless somebody starts going 6-7 innings.
Well, the good thing is you got potential guys coming back, and there's time to figure all this out because, like Robbie, you're saying you want to figure out, I think that they kind of know who the top 3 guys for the playoffs are. Everybody else will be, bullpen guys, and, if you're 7-game series, you might need a 4th guy. So they're going to let those guys scrum it out, quote unquote, and see who's healthy, who's pitching sharp. And you go from there. They have time for him to work it out. Then his next opponent is going to be the Mariners, right? Seattle is not the greatest hitting team. They made some additions during the trade deadline, like your former third baseman and Rosarina. So their offense is a little bit better, but it's still not like the 27 Yanks. You know what I mean? So it's like a good performance there.
4-letter word over here.
Feel better.
You and your Yankees.
It's just that's what people use, Murderers Row. Anyway, great lineups.
As a baseball fan, I am a big fan of the early Yankees, Murderers Row and all them. But,
so to my point is, it's basically against Seattle would be a good measuring stick to see if he's, if he improves from. You mentioned that the Brewers are a first place team. Mariners are trying to get into the wild card. Their lineup isn't daunting, but it's a respectable lineup now. But if he can manage there, that's a good sign.
The bottom line is, in my opinion, in order for us to make a true run at the pennant and go to the World Series, we're going to need a healthy, strong, contributing Walker Buehler.
You think so? You think he's one of the missing pieces?
I think we're going to have to rely on him when it comes to playoffs, yes.
I think we have enough.
We have
enough pieces that we don't need him, but it would be a nice. I guess if you could get him to come in and throw, I don't know.
We're gonna need that guy that you can go to. Think of Ricky Vaughn, right? Give me 99. That's how I see Buehler.
We got that guy.
Yeah, who Browderall, Gatorall,
Kelly.
I would call him.
He's definitely a wild thing, and he wears 99.
Yeah, true enough. But I
would, to be honest with you,
if we had to go to the well, I would like to see us be able to go to Buehler and have him have a dominant performance in 2, 3, 4 innings, like you mentioned earlier. But I think he's talented and he's a veteran, and I think we will need him. Like I said, to get a pennant and a World Series back in the Dodgers clubhouse.
Hey, I hope he finds his stride. I really do, and I think he would be he would be a better piece in the bullpen, to be honest with you, than a starter right now. I think to be honest with you, if he can find his way and he could just be that guy like you're talking about that could come in at the back end. And then if he could find it, he'd be a great closer, to be honest with you. He'd be a great closer if he could figure it out. But it's really in control
in the playoffs, these managers love pulling guys super early. Like the third, fourth inning, if starter's in trouble, they're already into the bullpen in the playoffs.
Piggybacks with Kershaw in the playoffs?
Yeah. That's not horrible.
No.
Really?
No.
You don't like that, huh?
No. Kershaw should be a third or fourth starter in the playoffs.
No, I agree. Kershaw starts, then Buehler comes in after him in the same game.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
hey, you never know.
I think it's just one of the questions. I think you're seeing a lot of things already get, solidified. You know who, obviously, your position players, it seems like we got that locked down as far as who, at least when they're healthy, who we think is going to be playing where. You got your, obviously you got Smith catching, you got Freeman at first, Lux at second. You're going to have Rojas is going to be playing shortstop, and then you got Muncy at third, and you got Teoscar Hernandez at left. You've got
Edmund will probably play center.
Edmund's going to probably play center, and then you got Mookie and right. I mean, that's your offense. Right? That's a really good offense, top to bottom. That there's not a lot of holes, and it makes your lineup deep. And then you've got Kike coming off the bench. He's been hitting pretty well.
I don't think offense is going to be a problem.
Well, but go back to the playoffs last year. Offense was our problem. As much as we want to talk about how we didn't have our starting pitching, dude, we only scored 2 runs in the second game and only 2 runs in the third game. Like, we only gave up 4. Like, our pitching only gave up 4 runs in the second and third game. We lost both games 4-2. That's terrible. Like, we averaged over 6 runs a game, and our offense didn't show up. Pitching wasn't the issue. Our offense has to show up, but you really need both sides to show up, to be honest with you. So there's just a lot of question marks with the bullpen. There's a lot of question marks.
We need some swag.
Oh my God. We're going to get a whole segment just called "We Need Some Swag." Okay.
That's not bad. Let me ask you guys real quick. Is there any pitcher who would supplant the top 3 guys for the playoffs in your mind?
Who's our top 3 guys in the playoffs?
Flaherty, Glasnow, and
Kershaw.
I mean, as of right now, who's healthy? Yeah, I mean, the Flaherty and Glasnow for sure. Yes, that's your 1-2. As far as who's your third, I think right now, going off the track record for this season, has to be Stone.
I agree with that.
Because we're still not sure what Kershaw can give you. But if Kershaw keeps tracking up, look, we talked about Kershaw's stats for the just regular season, the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know if it still holds right now because of this year. If you forget this year, the previous 2 seasons, Kershaw has the lowest ERA of any starting pitcher 2 years prior. Last year and the season before that. And that's with a 92 mile an hour fastball, with one of the best sliders in the league, one of the best curveballs still in the league. He's still that guy as long as he can find his points.
Until October.
Well, mismanaged. I'm telling you right now, we've gone over the mismanaged thing. We don't need to do it again. We don't need to do it again.
So here's our top. So I think our starting rotation goes Flaherty or Glasnow.
Well, Glasnow 1, Flaherty 2.
Okay, yeah, all right. Stone 3, Kershaw 4.
I mean, your options that you have right now, that's what if the playoffs start today, like Max said, that's basically your 4. You don't have another option right now for your 4 that you could actually trust to do that. That's it.
Yeah. Well, all we're saying is that Stone ranks higher than Kershaw right now.
After his last performance, after his last outing, yeah, you'd have to say that because he bounced back a little bit. But if Kershaw trends in the right direction his next game as well, and he has one of the better performances out of the last 10, 15 games was Kershaw, but then obviously Stone did the same thing. We only gave up 1 run, pitched at least 5 innings. When's the last time you could say that of any of the starting pitching when they actually went 5 innings and gave up only 1 run? Stone and Kershaw.
True.
That's it. Okay. Max, we're about to go to the next segment.
And if you like what you've been listening to, before we even hit that segment, hit that subscribe button, comment on some of these takes that these guys are making.
If you're one of our fans,
press
the subscribe and the like button. Do it.
subscribe. But anyway, the next up is our player spotlight, which is brought to you by Roger Brain Media, the up-and-coming podcast company delivering top-quality content across all podcast platforms. Hey, I said podcast correctly this time around.
Not
From
the
sports
second time.
entertainment to in-depth movie and TV reviews, Rot Your Brain Media is your go-to for fun and exciting content. Don't miss out. Visit their Patreon page at patreon.com/rotyourbrainmedia to support this dynamic new company and be part of something special. Subscribe now and get ready to have your brain truly entertained.
Boom. Does it get any better
Holla.
than that? That was fantastic. That was fantastic. All right, we're going to recap the Dodgers-Brewers series really quick. And I say that really lightly because it became really, I was really excited at the start of it, and then I got really disappointed at the very end of it, which we've basically touched a lot of it already, like just talking about individual players and stuff, but we're going to skim through it really quick. We already talked about, where am I at? I jumped onto the wrong notes screen. That's my bad. Let me go back to the right note screen. All right, there we go. We already touched base on the first game, Dodgers and Brewers. Game 1 on Monday. That was Kershaw. He went, 5 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 6. We talked about Betts. We talked about Ohtani. Let's move on to Tuesday's game. So Gavin Stone finally had a bounce back game. I've been saying that he should have been on a break. Take a time off, go see the sights, go on the IL for a little bit. But he gave us 5 quality innings, only gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. Smith had a bounce back offensive game, going 3 for 4 with a home run. I think he had a double and a single. He had 1 RBI, 2 runs. Ohtani had one of his 2 hits through the season or series. It was a home run. And then Landon Knack came in and pitched the rest of the game. He went the remaining 4 innings of the game, gave up 1 earned run and 2 Ks. Any thoughts on that?
Dodgers offense came to play that game.
Dodgers offense came to play. And that's true. And that was actually a very exciting game to watch. I had highlights I was going to put up, and I didn't press the play button. This is why I got to fix this setup really fast.
That's all right. I think it helped Stone with us. I think we got out to an early lead, and it helped Stone pitch and maybe settle him down. It wasn't a close game where every pitch really counted. We just kind of walked away from that game. Good win.
Good win. Let's move on to game 2. Game 3. This game really upset me. So it's Walker Buehler. We expected high hopes from him. And, he did not have his best quality performance like we talked about before. He only lasted 3 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 home run, 3 Ks, 4 walks.
We blew that game.
Yeah, he gave up 4 runs, but only 1 of them was earned, and that was basically for errors throughout the entire game. And that sucked. Betts did go 2 for 5, and Freeman went 3 for 5. But other than that, it was really just the talk of this game was really just the lack of defense. But the start of it was actually Kiermaier in center field had that great play, but then after that, Kike had an error. Betts had an uncharacteristic error in right field, which was he tried charging a ball because he was going to make a play at home. He overran it. That ball got by. That would end up being the game-winning run. Then you had what's his name playing shortstop, which is like if you're not going to play solid defense, I'm not really entirely sure why you're on the team. But other than that, that was the start of the letdown. They should have won that game, and that was unfortunate. Any takes on that? I'm skimming through this really fast, guys. Sorry. I know we touched base on this a lot already.
Yeah, I mean, they just blew it, and we could talk about game 4 too. I think
I got to pull the reel up, man.
That's all right. Take your time.
I can't. You're not filling in the holes.
That's all right. So I'll talk about it a little bit. I think they went out for Tuesday night beers in Milwaukee is what happened because they sure played like they had a hangover. Because when I go out and have a good time, I don't play a clean game the next morning or the next day.
Perfect. Good job, Mike. Let's go jump into game 4. Dodgers lose this one again, is also 4-6. Flaherty had a really rough first inning, gave up 3 earned runs. Then after that, he settled down. He pitched 5 innings. They didn't score another run after that. Hudson came in, though, only lasted 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 earned runs, basically blowing the game. It's pretty much it down the line. Lux had he went 2 for 3, still performing with the bat. I'm not going to stay on this game too long just because it was another seal the deal that we needed to.
Yeah, we touched on it early on. I mean, bottom line is we just sort of fallen apart in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 of this game. We split it on to
That's
the
it.
next challenge. I mean,
The next challenge.
Well, you guys forgot like the biggest story that came out of all this.
Um,
what was that?
The Brewers owner stealing sand in Malibu.
what?
I don't know anything about it.
What are you talking about, man?
Seriously, you guys didn't hear this story?
No.
No.
Seriously? Okay, well, the Brewers owner, right? He has a house in Malibu and he's doing this project with, I guess, for his backyard. So he went and stole this exclusive sand from a beach in Malibu, and he was like hauling it out of the beach to go put it in his house. Mind you, this guy's a billionaire, and his neighbor snitched on him.
It's
And
sand.
now they're suing him for stealing the exclusive Malibu sand. Like, the dude couldn't buy sand. They literally sell that crap at Home Depot, and you're a billionaire. Like, buy sand, man.
Well, they better not check my kid's sand bucket because I'm pretty sure he's got sand from Malibu too, and some shells.
Yeah. So, I mean, the games are cool, but dude, damn, like a billionaire stealing sand?
I don't know. Maybe it's a memento for his wife.
No, he's like decking out his backyard. I guess it's one of those things you'd be like, yeah, I got this exclusive sand that he stole.
Huh. Interesting.
No,
Kind of strange.
Not your kind of story, Robbie.
I'm trying to fix the stream right now. Like, I'm trying to do 18 different things, and I feel like because it's so late after that heart meeting we had to go through.
Are you gonna bring it up?
No, I'm not gonna
Don't
bring it
even
up.
go there.
I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm just
Well,
trying to
for-
fix
for
my-
our
People who don't know, heart is not. He's not talking about his physical heart. It's not. He didn't go to the doctor or has any
It just
medical issues. It's like Little League baseball.
Here,
we're
hey,
directors in this baseball league, and it ran
I'll
it
touch
ran later
base
than I
on it.
thought. So it's like we're really tired.
So Robbie and I's both our boys play at Heart Baseball here in Santa Clarita, and we're part of the directors there to support our kids in the community, and we had a big meeting tonight. Anyways, nonetheless, we had to get our pod going right after, so we're burning the midnight oil here in the studio, right, Robbie?
Right, Mike.
We are. That's the truth.
That's the truth. Okay. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up because we're just sleepy. So really quick, the next
Tried to wake
series,
you up with the
Slow.
stolen
Take a
sand.
deep breath.
That
Slow it
didn't
down.
work.
We're good.
the next series is
The
against
Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Who they've been playing much better baseball as they make a push for the final wild card spot. But again, they're a middle of the pack kind of team. Dodgers should handle them pretty well.
What's our pitching matchups?
Pitching matchups for the games. I got that for you. So tomorrow we have the lovely Mike McCollis. I can never say that guy's name. For the Cardinals with his wonderful 5.31 ERA.
Okay.
Why don't I have a pitcher for the Dodgers?
Because
You're doing a
you're
great-
slipping.
You're doing a great
Not
job,
me.
Max.
It's not me. I mean,
No, just
well-
calm yourself. You're doing a great job. It's fine.
Saturday they have Glass now versus Palenti with his 4.21 ERA.
Okay.
Sunday we have Kershaw versus Gray. That's going to be awesome. Sonny Gray is always a great watch.
He's a good pitcher.
Yeah, really good pitcher.
Hopefully Kershaw takes him.
Yeah. So that's your matchup. So who would be in the spot for tomorrow? How come they have it? I don't have it.
I think
here
it's.
on
I
my
think they
list
brought
here.
back up Wachowski.
Oh,
I'm not 100% sure.
so maybe that's why.
Let me go ahead and help you with your
Yeah, I'll go.
with your
effort
hunting for knowledge.
Yeah, but I mean, it should be a good series. Sunday is the matchup to look out for. You got two really good pitchers there, Kershaw and Gray.
Let's hope we still have a really good pitcher. We're still feeling it out.
Really, I thought he's looked pretty good.
No, I think so.
Kershaw's looking good.
Yeah, that's one of the guys you shouldn't really worry about too much.
What do you think about Kopech so far?
I think Kopech
He's
should
been
be
awesome.
I think he should be at the end of the pack. He should be closing.
Oh,
think
really?
so?
Yeah, man. He's got a fastball. He's got a fastball.
All right.
It's like 102 miles an hour. He's been dominant since the Dodgers got him. Dominant.
So what's your take on Phillips? You like Phillips?
I like Phillips. Don't get me wrong. I like Phillips.
But Banda hasn't got a lot of innings lately, right?
Bandit gets a lot of innings, but Bandit doesn't have the stuff to be a closer, in my opinion. You need someone that's going to lock it down. I still think Phillips is a good swing and miss guy. I think Kopech's a good swing and miss guy. Trident, I think he's injured, but he's a good swing and miss guy. I haven't seen much about him.
I don't think he just pitch last series or series before.
I think he's out. Where's my hold on. I'm still trying to help Max with his job and trying to figure out who's the pitcher tomorrow.
God, you guys are so unprepared tonight.
Right? Tommy Edman homered for Oakland or Oklahoma City.
He's gonna be a
2-run shot.
Hey,
focus. Banger. Well, someone got to say something. You can't have dead air here.
Oh, we won't have dead air.
We're talking. It's fine.
Dead air. Well, let's talk. What do we have? 2 games in our division?
2.5. Is it 2.5 or 2?
I want Jock Peterson back.
Dude.
It's not happening.
I like Jock.
He's a Diamondback. It's a 2-game lead, buddy.
I know.
Yeah, here you go. Found it. Justin Wroblewski.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. Could make a start of the Dodgers this week. So it says could. Doesn't say.
Well, that's fine. Okay, let's just go on him. Do you think he's got a good shot at getting the win?
Hey, I like his stuff. I think he does.
All right.
Yeah, maybe they haven't announced it yet. They'll announce it tomorrow.
Here's the thing. The Dodgers last year averaged over 6 runs a game.
That's not very... Well, I mean, it's all right, I guess.
That's over 6 runs a game. That's a lot. A baseball team averaging 6 runs a game. I feel like that's a lot.
No. It is a lot.
What are the Dodgers averaging right now? Max.
Dodgers averaging what?
Are we guessing? Do you know the answer?
Max's job is to find out these things.
So I'm supposed to randomly look up the most obscure.
Yes, while you're doing
here?
that, with the Dodgers lineup that they have right now, there's no reason why they can't be at least close to what they did last season because they now have Shohei Ohtani. Can we say that now? You also have a healthy Gavin Lux.
He's 2 for 19.
I know, but he should. But he comes out like it's baseball. Also,
but one of them was a home run.
People slump in baseball. If there was no slumping in baseball, there would be the greatest.
Okay, so I got a little opinion on that. So, because all of our we're missing Betts, Freeman, Muncy, et cetera, Ohtani did kind of carry the team forever. I think it was his time to kind of I don't want to say slouch, but fall off the pace a little bit.
Did you read my notebook, dude?
Maybe.
Yeah. Sure.
You are cranky.
I'm tired.
Is it past your bedtime?
It is past
It's way past his bedtime.
It is way past my bedtime.
All right. Well, what do you think about the St. Louis? We're going to sweep this series?
I think, look, I'm not looking for the Dodgers to sweep series. It'd be nice if they do. I'm looking for them to just win series. So if you go in, if you at least take, I want them to sweep. I think they need to sweep, but I don't think if they at least win the series, that's good for right now. Just get back to winning series consistently.
Yeah.
If that's a good start. Yeah, they should go into St. Louis and they should sweep them. But if they just go in there and they take 2 out of 3, that would be nice. There's no way that San Diego and Arizona can continue to play baseball the way they are right now.
Clip.
They're gonna cool off at some point. The Dodgers need to stay in the conversation until they get hot again. Once they get hot again, I don't think we have a lot to worry about.
So we shouldn't. So Dodger fans should be panicking right now.
No, I think we should always just start an episode by saying, just calm down. Let's stop talking about it's the end of the world. There are only 2 games in first place. Yada yada yada. Let's look at what they're trying to build back up to. Let's look at the players that are coming back, and let's look at how they just played a first place team.
They played
They played a first place team. You also had Walker Buehler come back and play for his first game off the IL. Like, there's things that happened in this series.
Yeah, they're not. The Dodgers aren't firing on all cylinders right now. We can honestly say that. All the pieces are there.
Ooh, okay. If the Dodgers were 9 cylinders, because let's just name all of their offensive players.
Oh, I like that.
How many cylinders are firing right now, Mike? Go.
6.
6. Which 6 cylinders are firing? Go.
Lux.
Yeah.
Betts.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Rojas?
Because
it definitely ain't, what's his name? Nick Ahmed. That guy.
Kike.
Kike's firing. Yeah, haven't even said the guy who's been firing the most since the All-Star break. Teoscar Hernandez.
That's 5 and one more. Maybe Smith, I guess.
Nah, well,
So.
He's puttering.
Yeah, he's still firing, but he's not getting a full spark.
No, he fired one game.
I was close, right?
Again.
6 out of 6.
Smith doesn't count. Smith had one game he went 3 for 4, and then he died off again.
You didn't even name Ohtani.
Freeman. Ohtani.
You didn't even name Ohtani.
Well, Ohtani's not firing. He's not. I wouldn't say he's firing. He's 2 for the last 19.
Ooh, is it 2 for 19?
Yes.
Can't be right. Is that right?
2 for his last 19. Look it up.
Slump.
He's in a slump. Freeman. Okay, signed Freeman because I didn't call him Freeman.
They're still averaging 4.93 runs per game, though.
Yeah, we're just not
There's your
It should
random
be more
stat.
There it is.
We have a good team. We're just not hitting on all cylinders right now.
You got Muncy coming back next week.
I can't.
Tommy Edman coming to play with the Dodgers the first time. Let's see what this lineup looks like, full and healthy from top to bottom, and then we can all celebrate greatness. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode of
greatness.
Yeah, man, this is a Dodger podcast. Where's your hat?
Talk about celebrating greatness. Like, subscribe, comment, give us all kinds of feedback.
Yeah, tell us how bad this episode was, how groggy we were.
I wasn't groggy.
Hey, I thought this was a good episode.
I feel like we could always do better. Just achieve to be better.
Well, feedback from our listeners and our viewers would make us get better.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you've lasted this long, you must be a fan. Go ahead and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/rotyourbrainmedia. Any contribution helps us create content. Help us buy a cup of coffee, $2 to $5 a month. That's all we're asking for. Help us, please. We be poor. On that note, my name's Robbie. That's Mike. And that's Max.
Here's my cheap Yankee plug. Congratulations to Aaron Judge for being the fastest player in history to hit 300 home runs. Just throw that in there.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye. Stats don't win you titles.
No, they don't.